I'm Isaac, I go to UVU, and I grew up Mormon.
How did you feel about Mormonism back when you were a child?
I pretty much wholeheartedly believed it. Uh, Apparently, I often talked about wanting to go on a mission. Never really doubted it. My mom apparently was scared that I would doubt because from a very young age, I refused to believe in Santa or the Tooth Fairy. I just said it doesn't make sense, and she thought I would probably do the same with God. Pretty much everyone I knew believed it, so it just felt like normal.
When did you begin to question your religion?
Towards the end of my senior year in high school, my cousin's boyfriend at the time told me that the heaven names that they give you in the temple are not they're not based on any prayers, but they're actually just based on the day that you go. And I was like, that sounds. I've always felt strongly that lying is wrong, and I've felt a strong aversion to it. Like, I had a hard time even telling people that their food was good if I didn't like it, to be nice.
What was it like when you began to question?
It was really hard. Your whole world that you base your life on, the notion of it not being true is scary. So I was pretty scared. Part of it was like, if you've ever heard the expression, "I have no mouth, but I must scream." It felt very much like that when I was sitting in seminary class, and part of what I questioned, I felt like I couldn't voice what I had to say because I was afraid it would hurt other people's faiths. So I felt sort of alone, just having it all inside me. As I worked as I worked it out, it got a lot better. Like figuring out what I myself believe rather than just what I've been told to believe.
What was it like before you questioned?
So in the church, there would be like these sudden moments of happiness where people just burst into tears because they like what someone was saying is so spiritual and so strong. But a lot of the time, people didn't look that happy.
What is the community like in the church?
It really depends. Like some people are great. Like there's a good three, like authority figures in the church. At least in my church, like the ward is what it's called, which is just like the same congregation that you see every Sunday. Like some other people are pretty judgmental and pushy. Like kind of that was part of why I stopped, or that's sort of what like led me to be open to not thinking the church is true. Is that I had some teachers that made it not enjoyable to go to church. They made it miserable. They they just they treated it like tyrannical leading. Like you must do this. You're bad if you don't. And when they wanted me to ask someone to say a prayer, I would say, "Would you like to?" These teachers would tell me, "Don't do that. Say, will you say the prayer? Don't ask if they'd like to, because then they might say no." It feels leading and insincere, and I didn't like it. And
Do you wish you still believed?
I do not know. There's conflicting beliefs that wouldn't mix. If a man loves a man, he should definitely be allowed to marry him. Like, why not? Who are they hurting? Um, I strongly believe that, like, love, everyone deserves love. And why shouldn't someone who's gay have that love? Like, you can't get married in the temple if the other person isn't Mormon. And, like, I've, I've found that there are so many wonderful people who aren't Mormon. And I love them. And I think they deserve just as much as anyone who is Mormon. And there's something that they say that I've heard a lot. They always say like the filthiness of the world and man is a natural enemy to God, and that goes along with that. I think people are really good, and I there's so many people I've met who don't believe in God that are just wonderful people, and I don't think you're naturally evil. I just can't believe that, and I feel like it would hurt me to believe that.